Thanks for joining us on Wake Up Northwest Saturday. I'm Jordan Tolbert, just half of the dynamic duo.
And that would make me the other half. I'm Taylor Hillo. I will come back with some weather in just a little bit.
Okay, see you soon, Taylor. We'll miss you. Well, new this morning.
Good morning, it's me again, here to tell you what the weather is. And it is a little bit cloudy out there right now. If we take a look at our Costas Carpet Tower cam, 51 degrees. So we are starting to warm up a tad bit, but that wind is steady out there at 8 miles an hour out of the southwest. Yakima looking a tiny bit cloudy as well. Our Legends Casino Hotel and Tower cam, 48 degrees and just a little bit of wind, 7 miles an hour out of the northwest. Now, wind speeds that we were just talking about kind of picking up in a couple different areas. I just want to point it out here. If you're stepping outside in Walla Walla, 14 miles an hour, Pendleton at 16, and Ellensburg sitting at 17. So the windiest up there. Spokane even at 16 miles an hour. They will stay pretty consistent in those teens pretty much all day. If you take a look at the bottom of the graph right there, you can see what I'm talking about. We are going to hit 15-mile-an-hour winds around 11 a.m. in the Tri-Cities. Our high today a little bit cooler than I would like, only 69. Yakima looking at a high of 66. We will see that at around 4 or 5 o'clock today. We are looking at that wind speed staying in the teens starting at 11 a.m. as well at 13 miles an hour. We are going to see it cool down, or excuse me, taper off a little bit with that wind starting overnight tonight. We have this low pressure system right here that's moving out of our forecast area overnight tonight, and it's going to be replaced with this ridge of high pressure. And what that guy is going to do is he's going to keep us nice and calm, no active weather for the next few days here. Mother's Day going to be almost perfect with just a teeny tiny bit of wind, but mainly sunny and clear skies. Zooming in here, as that low pressure system moves out of our forecast area, we might get a chance for a stray scattered shower up in the Cascades mainly. I'll show you what we're talking about here at around 5 o'clock, 4:30. You can see it peeking over here, the Cascades. Going to spill over a tad bit. You might feel a scattered shower here or there, but nothing mainly in those lower elevations. I'm not expecting to feel it in the Tri-Cities area. But now taking a look at our average rainfall, we need more of it. We just got new numbers out for our averages. It happens about every 15 years. They update a data set that includes 30 years of data, and right now it shows us that our average rainfall has actually come down from the past 15 years. We were at about 3.5 inches, now only at 3.12. That makes our deficit about 1.83. So we really do need to see some more rainfall, especially before we get into summer, to get out of this drought, but it doesn't look like it's going to be happening here. We've actually gone up in the level of drought we were in. We were in the moderate just last month, and now this whole area here is in that severe level of drought. Tri-Cities, Hermiston, Heppner, everything, Othello, and South is really looking to be dry. We need to see some rain, especially before we get out of spring. It's not helping today. We got some wind and some warm temperatures, 69 degrees in the Tri-Cities for the high, in those mid-60s for mainly everywhere else. Pendleton looking at 63. Now, what's going on for the next 7 days here? Well, today, like we just said, is going to be around 69, not breaking into the 70s. Tomorrow, though, for Mother's Day, we're back in those 70s. We're starting to see a warming trend, and our active weather really going to be non-existent as we head into next week. And we're hitting 85 by Wednesday and keeping it in the 80s through Friday, but we might see a cool down on Saturday. Too soon to tell yet, so stick with us as we get you updated next week. Jordan?
Sheesh. Well, you know what time it is. Here's what's trending this morning. You know what time it is.
Okay, this is out of this world. A bottle of Petrus 2000 red wine, which spent 14 months maturing in space. Well, it's up for sale, and according to Christie's, it could fetch around $1 million buckaroonies. That's $1 million.
Wow.
The bottle was one of 12 bottles of the wine sent to the International Space Station, where it aged in a, quote, carefully monitored and... Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Wake Up Northwest Saturday. It is time to see what's going on outside right now. This is a live look at the Tri-Cities from our Costas Carpet Tower cam. It is warming up a little bit. We're already in the 50s, 51 degrees. We do have some wind starting out early, and it's going to stay with us like a pesky fly all day today. Same in Yakima, too. This is our Legends Casino Hotel and Tower cam. It's 48 degrees outside, and there is some wind out of the northwest at 7 miles an hour. Speaking of wind, this is what it's looking like across our forecast area. Ellensburg seems to have the most wind today, sitting at 17 miles an hour. Goldendale down there at 14, and we are seeing 14-mile-an-hour winds over in Hermiston, too. So it is pretty windy already this morning, and we're staying that way consistently all day today. Out the door at 9 a.m., we're in the 50s, still lower 50s Tri-Cities. We're almost in the 50s in Yakima. That lunchtime, we're hopping up into the 60s here in the Tri-Cities. We're almost there in Yakima, but The winds take a nice little jump here. We're in the teens in both areas, gusting at almost 30 miles an hour as well. And we're going to stick it like that even at the drive home, 5 p.m., gusting at 30 to 40 miles an hour. We are going to see it start to die down after that. Overnight, though, we should see those winds calm down because it's going to be pretty nice for Mother's Day. But what's going on? This guy up here, this is a low pressure system sliding out of our forecast area tonight, and replacing it is this ridge of high pressure. So what does that guy do? He actually is going to sit on top of us for the next few days here and keep us nice and warm. Our weather is going to not be active at all this next week, just temperatures gradually increasing, getting warmer and warmer and warmer. Let me zoom in though, because as that low pressure system exits our forecast area, we actually do have a chance for a scattered stray shower up in the Cascades and then spilling over into the east slopes here. You can see this green right here moving into our forecast area around 4 o'clock today. Then mainly on Sunday, we are going to be nice and dry for Mother's Day. Might have some high level clouds, but that is about it. Now let's take a look at our average rainfall, because speaking of that little drizzle we might feel in the Cascades, it's not enough to get us out of the drought we're in. We got some new numbers out in May about our averages each year. We know 15 years of new updated information comes out and it goes into our system, and it shows us that our average rainfall went from 3.5 inches down to just 3.1. So our deficit is now at 1.83. That is going to put us in the severe level of drought all through Tri-Cities, Othello, down through Hermiston, Heppner. It's not helping us as we get into summer. We're going to be warmer than usual and less rain than usual, so it could be a problem in the long run here. Today, our old friend wind is sticking around 69 Tri-Cities for our high, 66 Yakima, and 68 over in Sunnyside there. And then we are going to take a look at our 7-day forecast because it's getting hot. We are going to be in the 70s starting tomorrow for Mother's Day, keeping it there on Monday, and then 80s on Tuesday, 85, sheesh, on Wednesday, and we're going to keep it there on Thursday. You might see a cool down starting next weekend, but it's too soon to tell. I'll tell you about that later. Jordan.
Thanks, Taylor.